Hello and welcome to the Untitled Car Show. I'm your host Ike. Sorry about no Saturday or Monday episode last week. Working on it. At the moment, I am out. God dang it. Bee just flew into my ear. Oh, that freaked me out. Oh, man. Oh, it's freaking the crap out of me. I am not a fan of bees. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I'm out and about with the little one. We're at the play. Goddamn bugs. I don't know if that comes across on audio, but there's like one bee who's got like a fetish for my ear hole. Yeah. Hi. What are you doing, sweetie? Yeah, you doing good? So I'm out and about at the playground. Yeah, with the little one. I figure I'll give a bit of an impromptu episode going on here. So I'm sitting here watching, my daughter play around on the playground. It's interesting. Hi, sweetie. How are you? Yeah, because she's got a adeptness, for the physical, and she likes speed. She was recently out with her mom, my wife. I feel like I have to qualify that because me and my wife see each other so infrequently. Sometimes I feel like people think we're divorced, but we're definitely not. It's just one of those things because I have her on the weekends and my wife has her on the weekdays. So it sounds like a divorce thing, but it's just childcare issues, because I work during the week, my wife works on the weekends, and that's just how that works out, which is nice because no need for childcare, and if you can do it, I think it's definitely worth it. Yeah, she's a little hothead though. Yeah, I don't think you can climb that there, sweetie. I don't know, we'll see. But she's very advanced physically. She's got a lot more physical aptitude than other kids her age. 2.5. She can climb, she can walk, like a tightrope basically. She's got a good balance, I say, as she falls down on her butt. But very coordinated, very adept. And the wife took her to rides and everything this last week in Ocean City. And it's funny because the wife's friend has a girl who's about 3 months older than my daughter. And it's funny to see the difference in lifestyle and all that when it comes to, I promise this getting to cars and everything eventually, when it comes to propensity for speed and all that stuff. The other little girl was absolutely terrified anything that moved fast, oh, careful, did we have a fall down? You're okay. Did that scare you? Yeah, we just climbed through a big hole and fell on our face. Yeah, you like to prove me wrong when I talk about how coordinated you are, don't you? She's on the big kid playground and she's pushing her limits. Anyway, so she is a little daredevil. She likes speed, my daughter, and she, when they went to the rides, any slow-moving ride, there's an adorable set of pictures where my daughter is bored out of her mind and the other girl is terrified on these rides. And then when they go fast, for a 2.5-year-old or less than 3-year-old, and my daughter has a big old smile and the other girl is just sunken down in her seat, just scared witless. I think it's cute, that she's like that, because what's weird is I was not like that as a kid. I was very much a little scaredy cat like the other little girl. My wife, the former ambulance driver, loves speed, has always loved speed. She's a big roller coaster fan. Yeah, that's the one you just fell on your face. Be careful. Boo-boo, that's right. Be careful. Yeah. But sitting here watching her do... Oh, caca, don't... Don't put your mouth on that. It's dirty. Yeah. Sitting here, watching her. Okay. Run around, interact with all the other little kids, and do that. I really think, because she loves cars. She does. Whenever I put her in the vehicle, when I unstrap her, she climbs into the front seat. She wants to sit on my lap. She wants to drive. she's like, Daddy, what's that? Whenever I'm shifting, I'm like, now we're in second, or now we're in fourth, like stuff like that. And whenever we go on accelerate fast or make a turn, it's wee or yay. So I'm sitting here going like, I need to get her into a project or something. Oh, and when you're listening to this, I recently found out, my birthday has come and gone, so that's fine. But Ian from Team Clearcoat recently had a birthday, and I think everyone should go wish him some happy birthday wishes on the Twitter. Just happy belated birthday, Ian. We're on Instagram if you're on Instagram, or Facebook if you're on Facebook. Anyway, so lost my train of thought there. Yeah, so I'm looking at, what I should do. Ooh, you're getting hot with her, because she has, unfortunately, her mother is a sweaty little thing, and she's a sweaty little thing when it comes to heat, which is strange because they're both born in Maryland, and me being born in Chicago, you'd think I'd be the one who can't handle heat. That's really the humidity, and I think it's they're more Northern European. I got some Northern European in me. I'm mostly Italian by birth, I guess is the way to put that, by genetics, because my father is off the boat from Italy, and my mom is like European mutt, more or less, mostly Irish or Scottish, depending on how drunk my grandmother decides she is. She'll make up her mind on what she was. But the missus is mostly like, what the hell is it? Northern European for the most part. Latvian, I think is what it is. Yeah. Did the genetic test because we weren't quite 100% sure for her. So did the genetic test, and it's basically more Northern European, like, it's interesting. So I think that's why. So she's got the same little problem where she really can't handle heat as well, my daughter, because she's basically like 75% now Northern European, and the rest is Italian. Yeah. Hold on one second. So now we're wandering off on a little trail. So we should be back to normal schedule here soon. This week is kind of my plan to get back into the normal grind of things. Took some time off from the day job. I'm going to be up in Chicagoland this week. If you're in the area, I'll be posting, probably not on Twitter as much as typical, but if you're in the area and you want to swing by and say hi, I got stickers in the back of the car, or I should, if I remember to pack them. So stop by, say hi, we'll give you a sticker. Yeah. And, that's pretty much it. Like, as I'll be with the missus and the family and all that. Definitely July 4th is a family day. But other than that, I'm there till Friday. Just kind of a nice little relaxing vacation. Just kind of time away. Kind of need the time to, careful sweetie, don't fall. Relax and rewind. Mia, why do you want to go this way? Come here. Alright, I gotta go. We're having a temper tantrum. Hold on. Alright, famous last words, but I'm pretty sure the temper tantrum's over. We're just a little exploring. We want to go off where we want to go, and that's not allowed. Yeah, I lost my train of thought here. No, so what I was going to say is I really need to find a like racing series or like a karting series for her, because she is such a little hothead. Like, she likes being outdoors, and she likes being, going fast and moving and all that. Yeah, the only oh, you see a duck? The only issue is, because she gets so hot, it limits the time she can be out and about. So I know karting and all that would be not, let's say, less hot, but I think it would be less likely for heat exhaustion. You got the helmet obviously and all that. So I don't know. It's a weird thought, but maybe it's something for her. Plus, she enjoys going fast, so why not let her learn to drive at a young age? all the greats started really young, so why not start her? Did you find a puddle? Splash. Yeah. Splash. Yeah, so it's one of those interesting things about parenthood. Like, do you project yourself onto them and try and do stuff that way, or are you trying to do stuff the right way and it just happens to be something you're interested in because genetically, why wouldn't she have the same interest as you? I'm also at the place where I'm thinking about hosting the opposite lock meet in testing herself physically, basically, is what it comes down to. And that might just be a phase or it might not. But I do think I was listening to, yeah, that's a tree, or wood. I was listening to, like I said, the Team Clear Coat guys earlier, and they were talking about how, great race car drivers, I think it might have been Slipstream, I'm trying to remember, it all kind of starts to phase together at a certain point. But anyway, when you have, great race car drivers, anyone who's great at anything, it starts at a very young age. There's a reason the Chinese acrobats and everything are super young. It's because they pull them away from their family at a young age and, force them to do gymnastics or whatever. A great example of that is I went to school with Candace Parker. She was, I don't know if you know, she's a WNBA star. I forget, she's married to some NBA star now. She always enjoyed basketball, but it was kind of like in her family. She really didn't have much of a choice one way or the other. Now, I think she was the first high school girl or the second one to dunk ever. Which is quite the accomplishment. But it's one of those things where it's like, did her parents force her into doing that? Or did she really want to do that? I mean, I remember talking to her. She was actually a lot of times my dance partner in high school, which, mind you, I'm like 5 foot something at that age, and she's, on the cusp of 6 feet at that time. And this is a little awkward. I remember talking to her a few times, and a couple times she said she absolutely loved basketball, and a couple times she said she was sick of it. So, you don't want to force someone into doing something, but if they have an aptitude for it, and it can make them a bunch of money, why not? I don't know. It's such a strange place to be. Parenting. It's difficult. Is this a parenting podcast? I can't remember. Yeah, that's right, water. Oh, I gotta stop because she's gonna try and jump into this lake. So I'm not quite sure where I left off here, simply because it's a couple hours later in the day. So, just new random assortment of thoughts. So, went to, this is how scatterbrained I am. So, I go out, I gotta pack up, I gotta get everything ready for going on the road trip, like I said, tomorrow. So, I gotta bring over the dogs and the cats and all their, accessories, everything they need to survive and eat and drink and all that to the in-laws. So, pack up the dogs, pack up the cats. The cats obviously do not make it easy. Put them in the car, a couple scratches later, and then head out the door, get to the in-laws. And I had an interview to do this evening that you'll hear on Wednesday. And, I'm sticking pretty close to the timetable. I want to be there at the in-laws and be back 9:45 so I can sit down and do some recording. Did not happen. Issue was, forgot the cat's litter box, so they need a place to crap. Which again, this is why I'm not a cat person. My wife absolutely adores them. I don't understand them. I think I put up with them in much the same way she puts up with me with the car. I don't get it, but it makes her happy, so there you go. Actually, I had very much that conversation earlier today when I told the wife my plans for the vehicle, the Volvo, what I plan on doing with it, and she's like, all my coworkers think I'm crazy letting you have this. I went, well, you just have bad coworkers. I'm like, but what does it matter? It's not like you can't park in the garage. It's in the... And that's the thing. They said, you're crazy for letting them keep it in the garage, which is like a weird aside, because the only person who can't park in the garage is me, which doesn't make any sense. Anyway, but yeah, then she's like, but it makes you happy, so F it. That's what makes you happy. As long as it doesn't cost money, who gives a shit? Now, on that note, cats do cost money. You got to get litter, and you got to get, food for them, and then shots, and then occasionally your cat has all sorts of like crystals form in his urinary tract, and oh my god, I'm getting every red light on the planet. So he's got every crystal formed in his bladder, and then he's got to go on a special food after he goes and sees the doctor, and the doctor's like, I can just put him down. It's like, well, no, I guess. Why that would not work for whatever reason. So anyway, yeah. Oh, kind of lost my train of thought. So, it's going to be later than I want. Still going to do the interview this evening. It's just a matter of getting there, getting them to cat box. I left my daughter for the evening so I could kind of finish up packing in peace. That way I don't forget anything. I got a nice laundry list. And that's the other thing. The wife, she's very good at understanding my failures as a person. One of those things is I definitely need a list to keep track of shit, which is what I do with the podcast as is. But I got my little list. It's hard to read the list, watch the child, and get everything done. So that's why the in-laws went to see her for a week. They were like, boo-hoo, so sad. So, which, again, my daughter is adorable, and she is amazing. So that's, of course, why they're super sad. So they have her at the moment. And I'm going to go drop off a box for my cats to shit in. I'm going to pick up my daughter, and then I'm going to head home, put my daughter down for bed, and then do another podcast this evening. And my voice is already shot. Because, again, parenting, part of it is you got to read, you got to, tell them what not to do, what to do. You try and explain everything to them. She's getting to that point where she's starting to have, like, what's that? What's that? What's that? So you don't realize until you sit down and, like, have a drink or have, something, maybe a steak or something, like, your voice really gets shot over the course of a couple days doing that. And in the day job, talking a lot too. Most people's day jobs are talking a lot. And then you throw podcasting on top of that. And, it's different because when it's, what I'm doing here and what I do in my day-to-day life is there's a level of enunciation you have to do to be clear, to be concise. This is how I'm speaking to you so you understand what I'm saying and it's clear and acceptable. That's actually why old radio people used to talk like, live coming to you from the Zeppelin races. It was that very affected voice, was because it was easier to understand. But no one talks like this, like 22 skidoo and all that. Like, it doesn't work. So, that being said, my voice is kind of shot, so it's going to be interesting. So, as you're hearing this, I'm going into the next podcast soon. I'm going to be late to do that again. I got to let him know. But anyway, what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. So there's been a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of driving. I got to get myself into a coma for the evening so I can kind of relax and, pass out. Because I'm going to get, roughly by my estimates, about 6 hours of sleep now before I have to get up and drive 10 to 12 hours depending on traffic. So, behind schedule by an hour, which is very unfortunate. I was hoping to get 7 hours of sleep because that's kind of ideal for me. But as is, 6 hours is not bad. Get up close to the crack of dawn, drive down, pick up the missus, and head out. Because she works overnight at the hospital. So I got to go down. I said I would pick her up because she's going to be exhausted and get her out of there that way. So, and then she can sleep in the car, I can drive, and we can all be happy. So that's where we're at with that. But yeah, it's interesting. So I don't really remember quite what I was saying earlier, but we're going to be back to a full release schedule coming out this week. So this is the Monday episode, Wednesday episode. There will be a Friday episode, come hell or high water when it comes to that. So just keep your eyes and ears out for that. Follow along on Twitter if you're in the Chicago area, so you can listen to, or you can find out maybe a chance to see me and get a sticker. So hopefully you enjoy that. I'm going to cut this one a little short. Maybe I'll be back. We'll see. Depends if I decide to do any more podcasting while I'm packing. But if I don't come back, have a good night. Have a good evening, wherever you are, whatever time it is there. Thank you so much for listening. Please be safe out there.